Hello everyone, welcome back to Mad About Cards and Crafts. Today we have a little bit different of a project. We're going to do some mixed media using Finnabair's Alchemy Opal Magic paints. I'm showing you the paint right here. I will go through the colors as I do the actual painting on the cardstock. These are meant to react differently with black cardstock versus white. So the first panel that I am putting down is just an inexpensive piece of Michael's cardstock. It's obviously in black. I'm going to tape it down to see if I can prevent a little bit of warping, and it does the trick. And I am just going to go in on the first two panels and swipe them out for you, and I will use these as backgrounds. I'm not going to be sharing the card making process with you, but I will share the products that I used and pictures of the final cards. This particular jar of paint is green gold, so if I put it on white paper it will show up green, and as you can see here on the black it is gold. This next one is aqua rose, and I'm getting that really pretty pink color. You'll notice on the blacks that it has a little bit more of a metallic feel to it, and when you put it on white cardstock it will have more of a pearlescent feel. This one right here is the yellow blue, so you're getting that beautiful electric blue. And then the next one is pink blue, but the blue has more of a green tint to it. It's not as vibrant as this particular one. I have several of these Finnabair paints. They have been in my stash. I used to dabble in mixed media a long time ago. And I thought, you know what, why not start taking, as I did with the gelatos, taking some of these products out and using them. I thought that I would try to layer it over the top of one of them and see if I got a different look, but not so much. I'm going to take this panel off and switch it out with the white, and when I do, you'll get a look at the pearlescent look on the white cardstock. Here we go. So the first one, they're all going to be true to their colors. So this is the green gold, and so I'm obviously getting the green, and you can see how much more pastel and pearly that this particular color looks on the white cardstock versus that black. And I'm sorry about the focus, but with just plain white behind it, it just doesn't get a really good focus. So once I start getting these paints down, it'll focus a lot better. That is obviously the aqua, and then this is going to be the pink, and lastly I will do the yellow. I will go in on this particular panel and I will cut it using a Concord 9th Select, I can't remember what it's called, but it's Select a Size die, which is kind of like that envelope with the lacy border. So I'm going to cut it down, and then I'm going to do some additional stenciling that I do off camera. I'm going to use Dreamweaver pearlescent embossing powder with innocent pink and a Tim Holtz Blossom embossing folder to get some floral over the top of that particular piece. The dark one, I am just going to use a Gina sentiment over the top of that one, and do some shadow stamping. So now I'm going to try to do a little bit of stenciling with these paints. I'm going to start with this black piece, and the stencil that I will use is called Lattice Work, again by Tim Holtz. I'm going to spray Pam over the front of it. I wanted to see whether or not it would help with cleanup, and it actually does. I didn't put any pixie spray down, so I do get a little paint under the stencil, but it's okay because this is mixed media. It's not meant to be perfect and clean. It's meant to look a little bit messy and rustic, and that's exactly what this particular card does look like. So I'm just going to add the paints here and there, and then I will remove the stencil, and you'll see how easy the cleanup is. I just wipe it down a couple of times. Don't have to take it over to the sink to wash it. It was easy peasy, and I will definitely use my Pam again on my stencils with acrylic paints. I used a lot of Gina K Design products and the Greetery to put these cards together. I tried to create, this particular one is more of a masculine style, I think, and I do create a birthday card, an Easter card. That one is an encouragement card. I tried to, got my hair in there as usual. I tried to swipe some of this up, but it really didn't do anything for the panel, so I just ended up using that piece to stencil over the next one. And here's where I wipe it up, and it cleans up pretty easily. And like I said, I didn't even have to take it over to my sink. I do try using some pixie spray on the other stencil, and it works okay. I'm finding that my pixie spray, as I'm halfway through the bottle, is not always the same tackiness. Even if I shake it up, it's just not doing what it did when I first bought it, which is kind of disappointing because it was one of my recommended products for 2019. So I need to ask and see if possibly it's just unique to my bottle, or if other people are experiencing that as well. You saw that I dried that off just a little bit because I tend to drop things, and there was some thicker paint in some areas, and I just wanted to make sure it was more tacky than wet. So here's where I come in with the Tim Holtz, what is the name of that stencil? I think it's called Layered Scribbles. This one's called Layered Scribbles, and I'm going to put this one down, and I'm not going to use the blue on this one. I'm just going to use the green, yellow, and rose color. Let me know in the comment box below, do you prefer the pastel look on the white, or do you prefer the bold metallic look on the black? Let me know. It'd be interesting to see what everyone thinks and what your preferences are. This is a really fun product to play with. I'll definitely do it again. As I said, I have some of Finnabair's other metallics, and I plan on pulling those out. They're very vibrant. They don't change colors like this one. And I think that there are other opals in other colors. I just don't have them all. These are the very first ones that came out, and you can see that they're well loved. I mean, the bottle isn't full. I've definitely used them. And just to mention, I did not put down, any gesso or any texture paste or anything to help any of this acrylic paint adhere. It's just painted directly onto the cardstock. So I'm just going to fill in a couple more spots, and when I take the stencil off and try to clean it, you'll see it's not wiping away as well as it did when I put the Pam over the top of it. And then I'm going to show you the cards and the products that I used, and I'll try to get through them. There's the 4 panels finished. Now the first one, I used a Gina K Designs stamp set called Follow Your Dreams for that sentiment, and then I used some of her flowers, which are Nurturing Blossoms. I misstamped. I used her Amalgam ink, and I just went ahead and decided to double stamp everything so that it had the same look. I popped up that Pink Fresh Studio label with some foam tape. This right here is a Gina K Designs Thankful die, and then the For Our Friendship is from Honeybee Stamps, Thank and Full. The blue cardstock is a Gina K Designs cardstock, and the purple cardstock is from Paper Tray Ink, and unfortunately I don't write the names on my cardstock. I get the multi-packs, and so I don't know what it is. You can see that I stenciled that background on that green Paper Tray Ink paper, and I did that with peeled paint. The colors I used for the stamping is Tattered Rose, Worn Lipstick, peeled paint, and Twisted Citron. I did use that Altenew stencil for the background. The roses are Happy Hello, and the sentiment is from the Greetery Birthday. I used the infinity dies to cut out the circles. And this last card is an Easter card. I talked about the Dreamweaver paste that I did use on the top section. The bottom is a Anna Griffen embossing folder, and those are going to be my 4 cards for today. Leave a comment in the box below, again letting me know, do you prefer the pastel or do you prefer the metallic, and which card is your favorite. I had a lot of fun doing this today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do plan on using more of my older supplies and different supplies in some of my videos occasionally, so I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. It's supposed to be nice and sunny here. We have had snow, snow, snow. I think we got over a foot. They predicted 9 inches. When I went outside, we had well over a foot of snow in our driveway on, I believe it was Tuesday. And then, yes, this morning I woke up and we probably have another couple inches. So I'm showing you there that I did use some fun foam and to pop up those 2 particular panels. That one I talked about already, where I did pop up the label. So here's a look at all 3 of the cards and the products, and then I'll show you some close-ups of all of the cards, and then the 2 individuals in both black and white. Thanks again for watching. Have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.